So we're told that Ken bought this shirt at a price of $D, and then sales tax was added, P%. So this would be the amount he actually paid for that shirt, including the sales tax. He paid with a $20 bill and received change that's less than, and I think this part is key. They're not saying received C dollars and change. Received a change that was an amount that's less than C. Question is, was the price of the shirt? So this is the question. Less than 15. So I'll start with statement 1. P is 6. And that means that D times 1 plus 6 over 100 is equal to 20 minus C. Now, clearly here, nothing so far in statement 1 we know about C. So D would be 1.06 multiplier 20 minus C. So we'll look at different values and we'll try to answer this as a yes or a no. So for example, if C is 1 and he received, we just have to make sure it receives less than 1. So well, actually I can make C anything. Let me make C equal to 4, and then I can choose the change that he actually received. I have to actually use a different variable. Let's say he received $1. Then this would be 19. In this case, D would be 19 over 1.06. It's going to be close to 19, a little less than 19. But the key thing is the answer to that question would be no. And then I have to think about how to answer it as a yes. So, for example, C could be, let's say, 8, I'm going to put. And in this case, I'm going to say the change he received was $7. Then this would be D times 1.06 equal to 13. And then you'll see in this case, yes, D will be less than 15. So 1 alone is not sufficient because we have a yes and a no. So that's kind of always the time-consuming part of these questions, where you do have to do this if you don't want to take any chances. Sometimes it seems kind of obvious, but you also risk falling for a trap. So C is 5, and now we have no information about P. So that amount, so this is still, this is the actual, I think, as I said earlier, this is not C, because all it's saying is the amount that change you received is less than 5. So for example, I could choose the amount of change received to be $1 as I did earlier. And if I do the same value for P, which I can do, but always want to be careful about that, this would be a no, because this amount would be, as earlier, a little bit more than 18. Now I just need a yes. So I'm going to maximize C, let's say it's 4. So this would be D times 1 plus P over 100 equal to 16. And then I can choose the sales tax to be, I don't know, it could be any number. It could be 50%. So D would be 16 over 1.5. And then you'll see, yes, this will be less than 15. So 2 alone is also not sufficient. Now if I combine 1 and 2, P is 6. I can reuse this example of a no, where P was 6, and then C is 5, and I used 1 for the actual change. So that's my no. Now I need to get to yes, but I still have to hold on to C being, where is it, 5. So here, for example, if I used C, actual change received is 4.99. I'm kind of looking at the extreme. Then we have D times 1.06, 20 minus 4.99, which will be 15.01. And you'll see that when you divide this by 1.06, it will be less than 15. So that would be my yes. So even combined 1 and 2, I have a no and a yes. So together they're not sufficient. The answer is E. So, I mean, this is a hard question, partly because you have to kind of go through all this work. I mean, certainly you can, maybe a lot of students are going to just say, well, it's insufficient. But I always suggest that have some clarity about why it's insufficient. You know, Of course, if you put the examples on paper, then you're absolutely solid. And there are many questions where things may look insufficient on the surface, but sometimes they are. So forcing yourself to put these examples down is definitely the way to do on the GMAT, so that you don't fall for any traps. But yeah, sometimes these E questions that is together are not sufficient, can be time consuming. And that's the answer here.